Welcome to a week in the life of a first grade teacher, part 2. All right, you're going to see I'm going to finish passing out their morning work from what I mentioned in part 2. I just adjusted the camera angle so you can see the other desk. Notice I didn't have to really move the desk too much this morning. I had moved them already before I left the day before. So they're a little bit better this morning. And I'm only using the lamps for lighting since it wasn't too dark outside this morning. They tend to like having the lights this way. And I do as well, actually. Oh, there I am adjusting a few of them. They end up getting a little too close. It's so funny how they can move the desk so much, but you do not hear the noise of them moving the desk all day. All right, I'm looking for some nice music to play as they come in. Get them settled in the morning. Pull up their slide. There's another view of the attendance little thing that I made so they can check themselves in. I always tell them, you're absent unless you mark yourself here. They do pretty well as first graders. Oh, there's Chip, our elf. Here's another spot. He seems to be enjoying our classroom. And now it brings us to Thursday. All right. Realize I haven't done any morning videos of me walking in, so it took me up until Thursday to realize. So here I am. You're going to see a lot more of the obnoxious boxes, so I apologize. I promise to hopefully get better at that so that nothing is blocking, so it looks a little bit nicer. This is not a fancy look. But it makes do. So here I am setting up the screen. We have a library today. We normally have it on Fridays, but for this week it got switched to a day early. So I have my little library today reminder on the screen. And my dog casually hanging out on the rug on the screen. Alright, setting up the screen. An obnoxious box, because I realized my school name was on my shirt. Just small things I'm going to learn as I go. Alright, I don't know if you can tell, but the desks are a bit wonky this morning. And, if you see, it is very dark outside, so I actually had to be at the school about 30 minutes earlier than I normally get there because I did have a meeting this morning, so that is why you can tell it is significantly darker outside because I normally get there about 7:15, and this Thursday I got there about 6:45 in order to have enough time to get my room prepped before my meeting, since I knew my meeting would probably go until the kids arrived. So I had to give myself plenty of time to get there and set up the classroom. Look how cute that elf hat is on that tree. It's just adorable. And please ignore that blue paper. We needed that butcher paper for a project. There's the elf hanging out on the lamp. And with my stickers that he ended up giving out to all the students without my permission. And here's Friday. We made it to the end of the week. And I don't know if you've noticed, but you can see the date is always wrong in the morning. So one of my classroom jobs is setting up the calendar each day. So obviously the student hadn't arrived. And that was me just showing you my very cute laptop case that I have. So yes, so you will see the date is typically wrong because it's from the day prior until my student arrives to change it. Like always, here I am setting up the board, logging in. More beautifully aesthetic boxes on the screen. Gonna log in. So it is Friday, so you will kind of see that their morning work I'm giving them today is just STEM bins. So they do not have anything actually placed onto their desk because they get to choose a STEM activity to do in the morning instead. Kind of just a little nice way to end the week. So here I am logging in. We have to log in multiple different times for safety reasons. There's multiple different ways that we have to authenticate ourselves to log in, since it is accessing student information. Pulling up my Snoopy music screen, my slide. So I don't know if you've noticed, but my morning slide, I change up. I don't change it up every day. The background, that is. But I keep that same background for the whole week. And then I change it to something else the next week. So since we're now in December, it is a winter background. And I realized when I pulled it up that I didn't have my cute little Bitmoji added. So that is why you see me with my computer adding it. And it looks kind of funny. It looks like the giraffe is licking my hand. I'm just now noticing that. That's kind of funny. So I'm using my computer to add my little Bitmoji, something winter themed. And I decided to go with a glass of milk and some cookies. And there you can kind of see where it says STEM bins. So one of the most popular items for STEM bins are the magnet tiles. So I decided to put a picture of that. I am very big on visuals for the kids. So you can see I do a lot of visuals to help them know, especially for my first graders that still can't quite read completely, but we're working on it. Woof, these desks look rough this morning. You can definitely tell it is a Friday. I got here a little bit early, not too much earlier, but a little bit, so you can see it's still kind of dark outside. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the tree. Get it all nice and pretty. I decided to turn the big lights off. And now you can see it's not as dark as it may have seemed with the big lights on. All right, so this is actually the end of the day. The kids have all been dismissed. Most of the staff have already kind of left. And I decided to let you join me to clean the room. So I start off with fixing the desks. You will see the way they're supposed to be and how much they have moved around the room. It is kind of funny. So I am going to secure the desk to hopefully prevent them from moving so much. Some of them are still kind of secured, but most of them are no longer secured anymore. So I will be working on fixing that so that I don't have to move and readjust them. Look how this is just so funny how bad they can get. But I do plan on securing them a little bit better. Again, the way I originally did them worked only for a little bit, and then it stopped working, so I have to redo that. I might film that. I may not. We will have to see. Putting away our Rise and Shine bucket because we will not need that on Monday. So I'm putting that away, turning off the lamp. Okay. I received a phone call, so I had to stop and then film again. So here I am moving the desk more. You can see how they are supposed to look now. And I'm straightening up a little bit, putting pencils, tossing that pencil. It did not have an eraser. Moving the desk, and watch me not realize that the crayon completely rolled off of the desk. I had no idea. Stacking chairs that didn't get stacked. Sometimes we push it all the way up until dismissal, and some of the kids have to quickly leave so they don't get to stack their chair. You can see how little the chairs are for the little first graders. Okay, desks are good to go now. Turning off the last floor lamp in the back of the room, and I am going to unplug the Christmas tree. You can see we still have a few ornaments that are not finished on the back counter. I turned off the other floor lamp. You couldn't quite see me do it, but I did turn off the other floor lamp that is just out of view. It's interesting because you can see it's already starting to get dark outside. Now you're gonna see I continue to turn lamps off. I'm going to turn the smart board off, close out of everything for the weekend. All right, readjust my camera. And now you're gonna see I'm going to start cleaning up my table. Those are some little mini ornaments I put on a tree I have in my teacher area. I am putting them away. And then I do a money system for behavior in my classroom. So this is the box that I keep the money locked away in. Do not worry, it is not real money. The kids would have loved that, but no. These are what I use for their wallets. So they each have a wallet, they decorate, and they keep their money in there. There's the fake money. And so I had already locked and put this away because they got to shop today, but then I realized I had some wallets that the students didn't give back. So I had to grab that back out and put that away. I keep it locked to help teach them that their money should always be kept safe. So you will see here is a receipt book. So certain items that they buy that require them to do something on specific days, like bring a stuffed animal or anything that is specific to a day, I give them an actual receipt so that they have proof that they get to do that. So here I am just continuing to put things away, putting my lunch bag away. It is sad to see how messy my table can get at the end of the day, and especially at the end of a week, because we have been painting all week. So there's lots of things that are on my table that I'm trying to put away. Here I have the pencil sharpener. This pencil sharpener is amazing. I'm going to show you how amazing it is if you have not seen it before. So it is an automatic pencil sharpener. So you push the pencil down in there, it sharpens, and it pushes it right back out when it's done. So you're going to see, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So you can see here, it is not sharp at all. I put it down in the pencil sharpener. It didn't quite like this pencil, so you're going to see I put it back and get a different pencil. Some pencils, if it is made a certain way, it doesn't quite like it. So here's another pencil, put it in there, it sharpens, it pushes it back out, and now it is nice and sharpened.